Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah. Jealousy blocks blessings for you. Jealousy stops you from receiving the blessings that you are asking Allah for. Before you say, Zaida, I'm not a jealous person, I don't feel jealous of others, bear with me here. We are insan. We're very fallible. We can make mistakes. And sometimes unknowingly, we feel jealous. You may not call it jealousy, but when you have those thoughts of like, how come she gets to have that? How come he hasn't worked as hard as I have, yet he has that blessing? I see that person committing the sin. I don't do that sin. How come they have that blessing? Those thoughts are jealous feelings. Now, instead of feeling ashamed of it, let me plug you onto something that helped me heal from both jealousy and unworthiness at the same time. As Muslims, if you want to live this big, full, inspired life and have your big, bold, audacious du'as answered, you're going to have to develop the self-awareness to watch yourself and watch your habit. None of us is above jealousy creeping in. The best that we can do is remain honest with ourselves about when it does and have the tools to deal with it. Now, you may wonder, what do jealousy and self-worth have to do with each other? A lot. Back in 2012, I came across a hadith that I had come across many times before, but because I was so deep in my self-development journey, it suddenly just hit me. I have never looked at jealousy or my self-worth in the same way ever again, alhamdulillah. This hadith healed me from that. This is the hadith. You may wonder, what about this hadith helped me heal from jealousy and unworthiness? I'm going to tell you. If you have low self-worth and you think that you're not worthy, you're not deserving of good things, and you see other people having those good things, and in your mind, from your perspective, they seem less worthy than you because maybe they're not as hardworking, or maybe you've seen them commit certain sins, things that you think are wrong, that you haven't done. So you judge them a little bit, right? Low key, you're looking at them going, how is that possible for her? Like, I did so much more. How is that possible for him when he did me down that time? And this hadith speaks about that we cannot be true believers until we want for our brother what we want for ourselves. Now, if you don't believe that you are worthy and deserving of Allah's mercy and Allah's blessings, then it's going to be very difficult for you to accept and be at peace with it when someone else gets those mercies and blessings. Because in your mind, your ego has created so many stories around being worthy and being deserving. You have created all these egoic conditions before you can receive this. Instead of looking at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy, His magnanimity, His abundance, and how abundantly He provides, you've made all these rules because of the way society has conditioned you and what you heard growing up, that you have to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C before you can receive any of those things. So when you see someone else receiving it, you yourself don't feel worthy and deserving of those things. It's hard for you to feel happy for them because you don't see yourself as worthy and deserving of it. So why should they be worthy and deserving of it? What I love about this hadith is how it taps into this notion that we project how we feel about ourselves onto other people. If you have a low self-concept, if you have low self-worth, if you feel you're not deserving of Allah's favors and mercies, then you're not going to feel other people are deserving of it too. You may feel some people who you place on a pedestal, because if you suffer with self-worth issues, you either put people on a pedestal and idolize them and think, wow, they're so much better than me, I could never be like that, or you villainize them. Any bad that they may do to you, or anytime anything negative you perceive in them, you degrade them in your minds, you lower them, when in fact you have no idea about their status with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the end of the day, none of us is in a position to judge whether someone is deserving of Allah's favor or not. Realistically speaking, there is nothing we can do to really earn Allah's mercy. Allah's mercy for us is so much bigger than any good that we could possibly do. Allah gives all of us generously, and that's because of His mercy, not because of our worthiness. Even though I'm saying that this hadith helped me heal my unworthiness, I want to put it into perspective. I came to the realization that our worth is only in relation to our groundedness in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we remind ourselves that we are His creation and He chose to create us and put us on this earth, that automatically brings a sense of worth, not because of who you are, not because of what you do, but simply because Allah chose to create you. And I also realized that it is my relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which quite frankly will never be perfect and has a lot of room to improve. But just remembering Allah gives me a sense of worth in myself. The next time you see someone having a blessing that you would have wanted and you're wondering, I wonder how come they have that? It doesn't look like they worked hard enough to have that. Notice those thoughts. And I want you to remind yourself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's generosity is greater than anything else. That if it is possible for them, it is possible for you too. And here's something that you can do that will be so powerful and a form of ibadah for you. It will dissolve the jealousy and help you to plug into more barakah. In that moment, when you recognize that Allah has blessed them, pause and make a dua for them. Make a dua that Allah blesses them even more, grants them barakah in that blessing, and then ask Allah for what you want in that moment. Say to Allah, Allah, look, you are so generous, you are so giving and so merciful. Grant them barakah in it and grant me some of that too. And then get clear about what aspects of that you want. How specifically would you want that blessing to come to you? Maybe it's similar to how they have it, or maybe it's quite different. Ask Allah for that. Turn that situation, turn that feeling inside you, turn those little remnants of jealousy into dua and watch your life change. Watch how you become more open and receptive to receiving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings.